evening, folks. As always, I'm here with Anirudh. We have done just an event right now, and I have Anirudh, who is the author of Scale Smart. He has done a lot of growth hacking for a lot of startups, not only for India but around the world. He has also worked with Shutterstock, Javelin, everything. So instead of me introducing him, let's ask him to introduce himself.
Sure. Ayush, thank you so much for having me,
Thank
by the way. You guys actually just put up a fantastic event, so that was awesome. And so I've been in the growth hacking space, digital marketing space for like the last 8-9 years, and worked with a lot of companies in the US, like Shutterstock and Scalable Path, and done some work with companies in Latin America. I also did some work with Rocket Internet, which is, we were setting up something like Jabong, but in Nigeria. So that was awesome. And I think I've come a full circle with the book,
Scale Smart,
which is a lot of the learnings that I had, I was hoping I could give back. So it was in the form of workshops and courses that I've created, and then finally I put something together for the Indian ecosystem.
So, since you know that growth hacking is such a fascinating word, right? And people out there maybe or may not have this thing that they know actual definition of growth hacking, right? So, how do you feel yourself calling yourself as a growth hacker? Like,
right. I think it's funny you say that. I think 2015. Literally from 2013 to almost 16, there was a huge buzz in the US about almost every second person was like, "Wow, I do growth hacking at a startup." And I think a lot of it's picked up in India as well.
True.
And it became another word for, hey, I do a lot of marketing for startups and I do some cross-functional stuff. And I think there's a huge growth hacking community that's picked up around the world. Like if you have growthhackers.com, which is huge, and they kind of make sure a lot of content is aggregated. But I'm excited to see like a lot of the Indian ecosystem also kind of embracing this. These concepts and picking up skills across the board, not just like, hey, I'm going to do traditional marketing, but I'm also going to do things across the board.
So guys, I'm like really happy to announce this, that Anirudh is now a part of Growth Folks. You can get in touch with him on Growth Folks as well. So Anirudh, how do you feel being a part of such growing community and one of its kind community? Like as I told you, right, Growth Folks is one such community in which a person who is starting at naive and who is highly experienced like you can come together and learn and grow together. How do you feel about being a part of such community?
I mean, first of all, thank you for having me as part of this community. And I think anything which is of value to people in terms of where they can learn from a cross collaboration standpoint, I think that's great. And the fact that you're doing not just online building, but you're building offline communities as well with your events, I think that's really cool. So yeah, I mean, happy to answer questions.
So, okay. So, if you have to describe growth hackers in just one word, what it would be?
I would say experimental.
Experimental, please. Okay. So, what are some best channels for 2019 that you feel that all the growth hackers out there can get benefited out of?
Consistent content on YouTube.
Okay.
I would say Instagram for B2C.
Okay.
Because they have now stories, they have IGTV,
Correct.
So you can actually dominate just one of those channels. Podcasts. In the form of Spotify and with iTunes and all these other platforms.
Okay. Perfect. So since you have been working a lot with startups and it's been quite some years you are into this industry, what is that one growth hack that you feel very proud of, and what was what did you do to scale it up?
So this was back in the day. When I say back in the day, this was in 2016.
Okay.
When Quora's platform was a little different. It's actually undergone a lot of iterations since. But I did some work for a company called Scalable Path.
Okay.
So they were already a $2.5-3 million company. They are a premium marketplace for developers and designers that you can hire on demand. And they were trying to get leads online.
Okay.
So we answered questions from a primary, secondary, tertiary standpoint, like what do you look for when hiring a great CTO?
Okay.
Right? To questions which are very design specific or tech specific. And we would answer 2 questions a day across 9 months.
Okay.
And we were able to get approximately 250 leads a month.
Oh, that's crazy.
With 5 conversions a month, with each conversion being $100,000.
And this story is of which year, like 2015?
2016.
Okay.
For a company in the US, scale group up. Yeah.
Crazy. So, do you suggest any resources, or probably can you share some resources that the budding growth hackers out there can go and search something and read something out of those places?
Sure. I think the best way to learn is you read a concept and then you learn by doing.
Okay.
So I would definitely recommend checking out Brian Dean for SEO.
Okay.
Check out growthhackers.com, obviously. Then you have let me think, I'm blanking a little bit.
So there is one extension called zest.is, wherein you have to just choose the topic and all the blogs that are around the world, curated content, it's there on your Chrome extension.
Interesting.
So probably that is one thing that people can read, right?
Awesome. Actually, I have a little more. Sujan Patel for content marketing, then Avinash Kaushik for analytics and Google-related stuff.
Crazy.
Then what are the other for YouTube? You
Mr.
can actually check
Anirudh
out
Narayan as well. You yourself are a big dump of every knowledge, right?
I should be more active online. I'm hoping the book, in some sense, kind of like I start becoming more online. But let's see.
So Anirudh, so one last word that you want to word, or probably you can say a suggestion or a tip for the budding growth hackers and people who are just starting their career as a growth hacker and into growth industry, growth market. So any last suggestion or tips that you can give it to these people?
Sure. Be curious. Be like, if you feel like you've learned a certain concept, you're like, okay, what's the next thing I want to learn? And I think if you want to hit a place where you're like, I have a holistic understanding of marketing across the board, the first thing you do is like, okay, I learned about, let's say, AdWords. Okay, I got the sense of what AdWords does, and I know how to get conversions. Let me do Facebook ads, let me go through the cycle. Let me do SEO, let me do content, let me create landing pages. I think once you come a full circle of like over 2.5, 3 years that I've experienced all of this, then it becomes so much easier for you to have a first conversation, be like, how can I help your business?
Okay, good. So just one fun question to I just wanted to ask you this thing. So being a growth hacker, I have come across many people, okay, and they have this weird question that they ask, tell me one growth hack for my company. Tell me one growth hack that you have done. So did you came across something such weird in your whole career?
Of questions? Yeah, I think this is very common because I think people are looking for, give me a quick fix on something, right? And I think the first thing is extremely important to kind of verify or clarify that, hey, by the way, like a lot of it's about running experiments, a lot of it's about like research, and then putting a lot of principles of design and tech and marketing together.
Perfect. So thanks Anirudh for giving us your time and being on this Fireside Fire Chat. Thank you guys, this was Anirudh and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.